Okay. So, yeah, there you guys are. You hear Lewinthrin. Actually, I mean, he's relatively quiet. I guess he's not that quiet. Just hustling down the stone corridor leading out of the place. And there you guys stand with a big ass pile of shit. Okay. I assume you at least spend some time looking at it so we can say you see all the stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Sorting it out and whatnot.
Yeah, Patience is probably kind of looking over all of the glass jars, anything that looks like medicinal or potion-like, just out of her habits of always doing inventory for Gigi when they're on the road for any kind of things they pick up and or sell when they're traveling.
Adriel's definitely going to go check out the ship and see how close to seaworthy it is.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
with Adriel. We
Alright,
finally
so
have a ship. Look, it's floating.
Alright, man. It sits there in the very calm waters of the cove. The wood barely creaking as it doesn't rock or anything. The only creaking seems to come from the bridge that goes across it. Let me go ahead and move you guys to the map just for now. So we are in there. Let's see, where did I put it? Okay, get one turn out of there. Okay, you guys see the stage?
Yep.
Okay. And go ahead and if you were checking out the boats, go ahead and move yourself there. Let me get a bridge over there because I don't have one. Just give me 1 sec.
I'm following the light because I can't see in the dark.
Just give me 1 sec. There we go. Really? What the fuck is happening? Really?
This map's giving me Final Fantasy IV vibes.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
see
hey,
that
I
one.
recognize this boat.
Yeah. Thanks again, Brad.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Yep. That's how long I've been working on this shit.
Nice.
There you go, guys. Do you guys see something weird in the middle of the boat? Let me reload.
Not particularly.
Okay, let me reload. Roll 20. It's fucking up for me. Okay. So, as you guys get on it and check it out, the deck even seems to have been cleaned in a lot of spots. The tools are still spread out from lore. There's obviously some work that still needs to be done. Some of the masts aren't fully sewn up, and it looks like there's some pieces missing. But it looks like with some time and finding some supplies, you could actually get this thing going.
We should gather the others as soon as we can.
Yes, we have to tell them all the news. Get Court over here. He can whip this ship into shape.
I hope Pumbaa doesn't mind going on a ship. He's lived on the island his whole life. Perhaps Mother would know.
Maybe you can knock together a stable for him down in the hold. Maybe a box for him.
You might like that.
He probably won't, but it might be the only thing we can do to keep him from going wild once we get on the water.
Good eating
When
if he
there's no
has a
land in
problem with
sight.
it.
Mother always said the best way to calm an animal is a little bit of tobacco smoke and a blindfold. Works every time. At least it did on me when I was a child. I used to go right to sleep. Mother was so clever.
I will have to take your word for that.
And I can just imagine Gigi fucking smoking weed with animals.
Yeah. That or when Patience was too loud and she's just like, oh my god, shut up, just slowly blindfold and just a little waft her way, like, shh, sleep.
Blow it right in her ears. All right, man. So the Bigfoots, they kind of stand there just holding hands, their lips still moist from their last kisses. They just kind of look confused at the ship. They look around at the pile of everything, and Just wide open eyes watching you.
Patience will kind of wave at the Bigfoots and then make like a sweeping motion with her arm, kind of like point to things and then point to her own chest and then point directly to everyone else's. Like, let's say in another sweeping motion, point, sweeping motion, point, to kind of, and then do like a shrug and then a thumbs up to see if maybe she can like hand motion, sign language enough to be like, can we have all this? This okay?
Just let me find them real quick.
And Adriel finishes it with a finger to the neck, and then points at them. We'll kill you if you don't give it to us.
Patience looks at Adriel and she's like,
I don't really do
no.
All right, I'll find their NPCs. Where do I have it here?
Delete this blanket. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I can just do this.
Also, it's a Deadpool blanket.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
On a
cool.
unicorn.
Of course, he's not on a unicorn. He motherfucking loves unicorns. Oh, comfy.
Okay, as you make all these gestures at these guys, they just kind of look at each other and look at you, and they just give a big smile, like they don't really seem to be understanding what's going on.
Mm.
The one with the receding hairline just kind of keeps eating his grapefruit. He doesn't even really notice what you're doing. In fact, he might even be trying to avoid watching you because it's probably pretty bizarre to him.
Patience is just kind of gonna roll her eyes and then look to the rest of the group and kind of say, they don't seem too attached to what's here, so perhaps it's all for us.
I don't think they'd put up too much of a issue with it. They seem to really have their own concerns, it seems.
Obviously.
Jace, you were able to talk to that raccoon earlier, right?
Yes.
Maybe we can use it as a translator when it gets back. If it's hanging out with these things, maybe it can talk to them.
Well, I
Good
think
point.
I saw it making talking motions at it earlier before it went off with the weapon.
Jace, though.
Oh yeah, can Jace talk to anybody right now?
I think Telbordian, Patience knows Telbordian, which is I think similar, or is one of the languages Jace knows. So she would obviously translate anything they need for.
I think
for them.
Adriel's the only one who couldn't talk to him.
Okay.
So I guess I don't ask you
Kieran?
What dude?
Everyone could talk to Jace except for Adriel?
I think so.
Okay.
That
day.
her burning torch just like visibly burning somewhere on the floor here?
No. I mean, you can put it out with a word. I think it's probably not lit right now.
In fact,
or have like a sleeve over it or something.
Yeah, Lorb didn't really have the ability to identify any of this stuff, so that's going to really be up to you guys. He probably just piled it all there just to see if there's anything he could use.
Okay. I know Patience is definitely going to go through everything and see if there's anything of significant value that she might recognize from her travels. Enough to kind of think, or that it might be worth telling the crew and being like, hey, we should definitely take this.
All right. So, Patience, as you go over to the pile of stuff, I mean, it's listed there, pretty much everything that's there. So you see all these things throughout all the crates, and some of the crates have already been broken open. There's you can see some of Lorb's tools where he used pry bars. In fact, sitting over to the side, you see a fairly fine leaf gilded chest with a purple dyed oak binding it, and it's got two huge ass locks on it. It looks like there's a third one, and he was able to saw through it. It lays on the ground next to some of his tools that are laid out in front of it. But he was not able to get this fucking chest open.
I guess Patience is gonna look at the lock and see if there's anything maybe she can do about it. She's no rogue, but she is relatively dexterous with her fingers.
Okay. Do you have ranks in disable device?
No. Oh wait,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
Wait,
oh, cool.
nope, I lied. I
Okay.
lied. I'm sorry. I have ability in it, but I don't have ranks in it.
All right, man. As you look at this thing, it looks like it would be. I mean, you don't have the key. Is probably what Patience is thinking, and he obviously broke one of these locks off with time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you how you want to address this. Yeah, go ahead.
She might go over to Adriel, and kind of maybe pull at her elbow. I can't pick this lock. I'm not quite that good at things like that. Would you mind? And kind of points at her giant. You have a glaive, right?
Yeah.
Can you knock that lock off in a dexterous manner that doesn't break the entire chest? I'm actually very curious about what's inside. Lorb appears to have gotten 2 of them off with effort and sweat before he met his unfortunate demise, but not the third.
I think I'd be more likely to dull my blade than anything. I
Do you know,
could
maybe
take a look.
could you? I think it'd be
Uh,
easier.
Can I examine the locks? And you know what? Can I make an appraise check to see how sturdy they seem?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, here, this might help you. I'll bend down and scoop up a stone and cast light on it and hand it
thank
to
you.
Adriel.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I'll probably do the same thing and hand one to Jace. Another, probably a little twig.
Oh yeah, here. Let me go ahead and add some light to you guys.
Thanks, that'll be helpful.
What is the light value again on that?
It's bright 20 feet, dim 20 feet. So 40
Okay.
together. And they should be good for a half hour each.
Can you see that, Jace? All right, and then also Adriel, and put that on her.
And where did you say this chest was?
Let's take it 1 sec. Okay, we will say that it is right here.
Cool.
All right,
Is
so
that
you appraise the locks.
Yeah.
All right, you more than appraise them. Let me check out the AC on these things. So they seem like average locks. So DC
Average?
25. Yep.
DC 25 to break them?
Dude, for breaking them, I honestly don't know what the break check on those would be.
And I guess, a break check is a strength check.
Yeah.
I guess the real question is, do I think that I could do enough damage with a glaive to overcome its hardness?
I don't know how much damage, how much damage can you deal with your glaive potentially?
D8 plus 4, or D10 plus 4, so up to 14.
I think that if you whacked at it for long enough, you could too. But you see that Lord has a saw here at the very least, and it looks like it might be designed for cutting metal. So it would probably bypass some of the hardness if you spend enough time sawing through it.
That's true.
I'll just look over to Patience and say, I could break it with my glaive, but using one of these things would probably be faster and easier.
Very well. I just thought maybe this would be a quicker thing. I suppose we'll be here for a little bit until everyone manages to join us anyway. And take the time to saw this lock off.
You want to stay here?
I think Pumbaa will be enough company for me. Just make sure my mother gets here safely.
All right. You and the guy we found in the crater, I say to Kelly, want to help me out with Lord?
Yeah, we need to get down to business. Unpleasant business that it is.
Patience will probably walk with them up back into the peril house, just to retrieve Pumbaa, and then walk with Pumbaa back out here. She had left him near the body, guarding it.
Yep.
Before they came to the tunnels. So.
All right, cool. So here's the deal. Ely, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good to hear. All right, so just to get this clear, all of you guys are going back to Peril Home. Patience is just grabbing Pumbaa, heading back, and the rest of you guys are going to take care of Abad.
Yes.
Yep, we're
Okay.
taking it to the graveyard, burying it, and then heading back to Millie.
Okay, so
assume.
yeah, sure.
And
So you-
Patience will be working the lock while she's waiting for them to come back.
okay, so you said you guys are going back to Millie?
Yeah, we're gonna do the buried Lorb in the graveyard first.
Okay. All right. So just to give you guys a vague idea of how time's going to work, it'll take about 30 or 45 minutes to an hour to get to the graveyard. It'll take 4 hours in all to get back to Peril Home. It'll take 4 hours to get back if you decide to go back, including burying a body. So like you're looking at 10 hours without patience. Just throwing that out there. Just want to make sure you guys are clear. Okay. Okay, yeah, fuck her. Okay, so I'm kidding.
She's just hanging out with her pig, trying to try to saw through a lock in a pretty chest she wants to open.
Okay, yeah, no problem at all.
With two
Okay,
big
so
foot.
well, actually, as you guys head back to the Peril Home, both of the Bigfoots, Ekirk and Edok, follow you. I mean, they have no reason not to. They don't know what the fuck's going on, and they start to walk with you, heading back that way. So you head into the tunnel, and they keep following.
Okay, I don't have any issue with that.
Yeah, Adriel's fine with it. They don't seem to be a threat.
All right, you guys, you don't even have to look behind you to know they're there. You can just smell them as you're traveling along. You head through the cave. In fact, Ekirk, as you go past the cave, he runs in and grabs a small bundle. It looks like some leaves woven together to create some sort of carrying case for something, some of his things. Small vine loop on it. He throws over his arm like a purse and just continues on as you guys carry on through the tunnels back towards Peril Home. I didn't hear that, Rachel, but that's okay. I know what you said. Okay.
So cute.
And you guys make it back to the trapdoor leading up, which is left open. And as you climb up, you guys see Pumbaa sitting there, and he looks very content. He actually has a bit of a smile on his piggy face as you come up there. He gives doesn't even really notice you, like he's daydreaming until you all get up there, and then he gives a snort and quickly snaps out of it and looks for Patience.
What a good pig, Pumbaa. What a good pig. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Scratches under his chin. Now come along. We're going to work on opening a chest while they all go get Mother. See you later, guys. Try not to die.
Safe
You as well.
travels.
Can you carry the pig down the ladder, or do you need some help before that happens?
She might need help. She might look to the Bigfoots and maybe make like a motion like toward Pumbaa and then down.
Okay. I won't
To
make
see
them
if they'll
turn
help her.
Pumbaa into bacon. All right, yeah.
Don't do it.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, sure, man. We don't have to play this game every time.
They
You're
think
eventually able to.
they think that she's giving them more of their favorite food.
Oh, grapefruit is their favorite food, not
just take a bite
bacon.
out of Pumbaa like it's a grapefruit.
Just like full punch.
Bacon is our other favorite food.
I
Yeah.
will bitch slap. I will bitch slap a Bigfoot if I need to.
So,
Fuck
guys,
off
it was
my
already in their
pig.
character sheet. They love pig. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Man, Ekirk gets down, Edok, and honestly, Pumbaa seems pretty comfortable with them. Maybe it's the smell, maybe it's the fact they're just nature people. They're able to, with you being there close enough, he doesn't gore them to death. They don't die horribly, and they get Pumbaa down into the hole below. Pumbaa seems kind of confused once he realizes where he's at and kind of panics a little until you get down there.
Patience will give a kind of scratch on his head, and then with like the long end to the bow that she has tied around his neck, the big feathery blue bow will kind of tug on it and then start walking with him, like leading him away.
Okay. Once you get down there, he's pretty comfortable. You give him a tug on the bow, and you guys start down your merry way through the tunnels that still stank horribly, and make your way back out to the cove. And you're going to spend your time going through the locks on the chest, correct? Okay. All right. So the rest of you,
Marching
what
back,
is
I
the first?
guess.
You guys are in a room with a stinky corpse.
I guess we
probably
resume making the stretcher that we were talking about.
Yeah, look around for some cloth or something to tie up the body or the remains at least. And then kind of either depends on how decomposed the corpse is. Like if it's a large bundle, we could probably, use to tie it to some sticks and carry it like a stretcher, or if it's kind of a smaller
It's a half
collection, I should say, we could tie
Can
it
I
to a
be put
single
in the
stick
room
and
and
just
see
kind
what's
of
in the
carry
room?
it and have it dangle like down in the middle, so we wouldn't have to carry it like a stretcher. If that makes any sense.
You're muted, Ben.
Sorry, I'm moving you to Peril Home, and I'm gonna leave your mini there, patience, so you can see what's going on. Just because, why the hell not? All right, and there were actually 2 other spider swarms that are still hidden on the map that I decided to go against since we were in a hurry.
Thank God.
And Lutheran gone. We
Could
don't have to have poop
probably
here.
turn this table into a stretcher. There's a couple boards.
I think that we had found the supplies to make a stretcher before we went down into the trapdoor. If that's something you'd rather.
Yeah, I mean,
also-
it's not even a huge deal. I like to hear your guys' ideas on how you want to do it, and more than likely you can find the supplies. But I do vaguely remember you guys started to make a stretcher maybe, and then you're like, well, let's check this place out down below before we head out.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think we might have used this big rug or a part of it for something.
That's a rug? Awesome. Yeah, that could work too. You could just cut it in half and put him in it and roll it up a bit.
Yeah.
Bag it
Put it
out.
over our shoulders.
Adria wanted to make sure that we weren't just like dragging him or something though. She wanted to treat him with some dignity.
I see.
Okay. After spending some time doing that, you're able to get the stretcher
use
just
a
the way you
board
want it.
then.
Honestly, man, you could probably use a fucking soup pot at this point.
Yeah, or something kind of like that. Carry the
That
whole
gives,
bag.
that's the most dignity right there. The old traveling to the grave by the old ball stack method.
Oh man.
Doesn't look
No,
like a
he
lot of
keep-
dignity.
He was born from a nut, he goes away in a nut.
Just like it says in the Bible. All right. Okay. So yeah, sure. Sure enough, you're able to take the rug. There's still a nasty ass stain on the ground underneath him, and you're able to get him up onto that stretcher or the sack, secure him in the body sack, and you feel. I mean, I'm not gonna make you guys fucking roll it. You get the fucking corpse sack ready. Okay. And what do you guys
Can
do
we?
now?
Does the stain
I'll
look like
probably-
a body was there?
The stain is probably like I'm gonna say it's kind of like an oval shape. His juices probably flowed out for quite a while and just made a big nasty fucking smear.
But it's not like a chalk outline. Like you can't tell that it was necessarily a body if you didn't know better.
No, but there's no.
I don't want to
to
freak Millie out if we bring it this way.
Well, you can tell something died there, but you can't tell it was a human.
Yeah,
Or-
that's
Yeah,
that's
and-
that's what I'm concerned about.
You
Yes,
always
you
put a
can
pot over it.
I mean, the whole-
Just
the
like
whole- the
cover
whole-
it.
The whole place pretty much fucking stinks. I mean, because of this corpse, because of the infestation, because it's been raining in here, no one's been cleaning it up, the food's rotting. So all in all, this place fucking reeks. But yeah, I mean, anybody that looked close enough could probably tell something died there. There's like fucking, it's all scabby and disgusting, and the floorboards are just filled with fucking goo. I told myself I wasn't going to describe a bunch of maggots this game because last game I said maggots more than any other word, but
It was a
There's
lot.
also some
There was a lot
maggots.
of maggots. Yep. All right.
Well,
but no,
Colin can
that's
take one end of
reasonable.
I-
Do you
Okay,
plan
I
on doing?
immediately go outside because the smell is bothering me.
Okay, you fall into a 10-foot deep pit.
I'm dead.
Yep, that's what that
I'm
is.
just, just out of curiosity, do you plan on doing anything about the body or the stain on the ground?
As long as it's not. Basically, I'm just concerned that Millie will see it and be like, "Oh, that's definitely where he died." If it looks nondescript enough, I guess, then I
You
wouldn't
could
worry
throw
about it.
the corpse with the strangler thing over it. Say
Yeah.
it's stained from him.
Yeah, we could do that.
You got. In fact, I'm gonna say as you're getting the bag and you're starting to walk out, Jace, Kellen, you notice. You guys both notice. Adriel's kind of looking at the stain on the ground. Like, is your nose like wrinkled, or like, because you're putting some thought into it.
I probably look like I'm putting some thought into it.
Roll
I'm
sense
probably
motives, you two.
making a pondering face.
Let's see. What is it? I knew I should have put that on my hotkey.
I'll say she chews her lip when she thinks.
Are you trying to hide your feelings?
No.
Okay.
She's just thinking, trying to figure out what to do.
Jace, are you gonna roll it?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was included in that.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay. And yeah, you guys, and this is as you're walking out, Jace. As you look back, you see Adriel is definitely concerned about this the stain on the ground where the halfling was. I mean, she's definitely pondering it, like she described herself.
Just covered up with something. Get on with the day. Got a long haul.
Well, he was on top of the trapdoor, wasn't he?
Yeah. So
So-
definitely some of the juices fell through, but only his arm was up on the trapdoor.
You know
There's
what?
not really much describing that spot. You could cover it up, or you could scrub at it with if you had some soap.
If only you had a crate of exotic soaps.
At that, Kellen will pull out a brick of kind of lumpy yellow soap. He'll offer it up.
Do you mind giving me a hand with it? I don't want Millie to see this and get any ideas if we come back this way.
Yeah, I guess we can. I guess he's not going anywhere. I'll motion over towards Lorb.
All right. You two just
Have I seen you
Go ahead.
cast Create Water before?
yes.
Yeah, I probably the water we drank on the ship when we were on.
Sometimes.
Can
9 days.
you make some more of that water?
Yeah, I guess it shouldn't take too long. He'll probably like. Is there any buckets or anything around here?
Yeah, man. And just to kind of, you guys get a bucket, you fill it up with the water, use the soap, spend time. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it, and just for the fucking basic dignity of Lorb, who's obviously really gave a shit about everything that was going on the island, especially towards the end as he was trying to fix this up, and how he went and like from Millie's stories, left gifts for all of those who had been fallen, and even still took care of her, even though she never really saw him. She could tell he was gone just because he was taking care of her as well. You guys give him a little bit of maybe a last gift to Millie. Just clean up his corpse stain and make it a little better. It smells a lot better in here. And Jace, what are you doing, man? They're spending like 20, 30 minutes doing this.
I guess I'd go in and help.
All right,
I
it
realize that
takes
they're relentless with doing it.
yeah, man. I mean, and so it takes 5 less minutes as Jace kind of half-ass helps. He adds 5 minutes to it. No, you're able to help Jace. I mean, maybe it warms you a little bit. I don't know, like exactly what Jace's mentality is. He is goodly aligned, correct?
Yes, yeah.
So
he is.
so maybe he kind of understands after a while, and you guys are able
He
to.
was just bothered by the smell. We were just trapped in this area, wanted some fresh air.
Okay. And yep, you guys clean it up for her, and there you go. You know what? You guys can all three have a temporary hit point until the end of the game for doing something really nice for Millie.
Cool.
All right.
Feel slightly
Cute.
better.
You only get half of one, Ely.
Damn it.
I'm kidding. Rounds down. No, I'm just joking. Okay,
You
So
were
you
only
got-
half nice.
and there you guys are. You got a body in a scrotum, and you've cleaned up the mess.
I'll carry him for the most or the dart or whatever.
I was hoping it was more of the stretcher style that we were talking about. You
Two
know, for
people
the
were carrying
dignity.
him.
Okay. Just between the three of you decide right now. I'm totally fine with whatever.
Adriel's definitely taking one side.
Okay, are you doing a stretcher or are you doing a scrotum?
Definitely a stretcher if Adriel has anything to say about it.
Yeah, we can do the stretcher
All right, leave the scrotum for another
The
day.
scrotum is funny, but
another time.
Yeah.
I'll file this one away.
All right. Yep. Put it under S. Okay. So, okay, you guys take the fucking stretcher, head across the creaky bridge, past the fucking thousands and thousands of dead spiders in the mud down below. The door is still cracked open, with spider guts in between them where you shut on them, and yeah, you start heading down the path. You hear the ocean's obviously not very far away from where you're at, and as you go up on the rise, you can see the sunlight sparkling off of it as the sun is slowly getting close to set, casting an orange like an orange painting across the sky, and you guys start heading on your way. Roll a survival check to keep your to not lose your way. Who's rolling it and who's aiding?
Adriel will aid.
I can roll it.
She does not.
Or
aid.
unless Jace wants to roll it main. You have a good survival?
Yeah, I can definitely roll it.
All right, just making sure. Okay. You have no problem staying on the trail. You've been here, Jace. This is not your first rodeo being in the wilderness. And you keep to the path, and before too long, you see the mast from Pillar Home up ahead.
Just about there.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Pillar Home, the resting place. You see all the graves there still. You still see the stain and the crumbles of where Grandfather Grief died. Wait, no, you burnt him. You still see the smoldering pile of ashes.
That's correct. I forgot we burned them. Right.
I did too.
Yep.
And there you are. It's quiet. A breeze slowly blows through the grass there. It feels kind of eerie, hollowed. And yeah, let me know what you guys do.
Is there like a shovel around, or is there boards that we can use to dig with?
Yeah, could we have found a shovel in the pile of stuff?
I didn't see it on the list. I'll just grab a board if there's no shovel around. I'm sure there was a board or two left.
You guys can have a shovel. I don't. It's not even like there's a shovel somewhere there. They wouldn't have been able to build a house otherwise. We'll say as you walked out of the Peril Home, you saw one leaning up against the door frame.
Dibs on shovel afterwards.
Okay. And you begin to dig. Okay. Takes time. It's sweaty work. You feel it glistening on your foreheads as you probably take turns doing so. And you eventually dig it deep enough to place the halfling's remains within. It's not a very big hole. Can you? In fact, we're gonna go ahead and move to that map.
You know what?
Yeah.
Unless someone stops me, I think Adriel is gonna just shovel until there's a hole, or until someone else asks to take over.
I mean, if I see like you're getting any, if you're doing it for a long period of time, I'm gonna request that you let me.
Okay.
Shovel as well.
I'll go ahead and pass it over.
Show me where you guys are putting the body.
Start sweating or something.
About right over here.
Okay.
Yeah, the burn pile was like right here. So.
Okay, which one? There's a blue and a pink one going on here.
Oh, pink.
Yeah, where Adriel's standing, basically.
Just give me 1 sec.
Am I right that you don't understand my language? Is that right, Brad?
Yeah, but I mean, if you reach for the shovel.
Yeah.
Well, you guys mark the spot.
Perfect.
Sort of in line with all the others.
Okay. There you go. Man, Adriel, you just keep digging into it.
I'm gonna request for the shovel once she starts.
Yep.
Looking like she's sweating.
All right. So this stranger from another time holds his hand up to you. You're sweaty. There's dirt on your hands. You've gotten a good start to the dig. Flies are starting to swarm around the body pile that's recently been moved. There's one maggot.
Cool. She'll go ahead and hand it over, and just nod.
Get after it. I'll back into it
She'll.
Okay.
for as long as I can.
She's not gonna try and make it obvious that she's doing it, but she's basically gonna supervise, make sure he's doing a good job, as good of a job as you can. Dig a hole, I guess.
I pay no heed. I just continue.
You know, Adriel, I would like you to roll a sense motive or just a wisdom check.
Damn, nat 20.
Okay, listen, man. Something's weird about this. As you see him digging this fucking pit or adding to your grave, it kind of seems like he's actually improving your grave a little bit. Like the way he's digging in the sides and pulling the dirt out the right way. You kind of get this really weird, eerie feeling that this motherfucker has buried people before. He's like, he seems really good at this. And I mean, and you definitely have, Jace. With the plague that went through your people and all the attacks from the demons. This is not the first time you've dug a pit, and a lot of times it was for your comrades.
Makes sense.
And he seems to know what he's doing. He does it probably with a respectful look to his face. Does it quickly and efficiently.
Cool.
All right, you guys make a hole for this fucking douchebag.
I guess
Okay.
we'll lower him in.
Okay.
Oh god.
All right, man. You guys slowly lower the stretcher in there and begin to put the dirt back on there.
Yep.
Do you pass the shovel, Jace?
Unless anyone requests it from me. Unless I feel like I can't lift it anymore.
Nah, you can lift it, bro. It's just one grave. One day you had to do like 17 graves.
Doing it.
All right.
Before you do your like last couple shovels full, I'll stop you though.
Okay. I'll have a paused look on my face. Like, just about finished. Like, I don't know how to explain that.
She'll just kind of like
Maybe
hold
just
her
for
hand
like
up
an
so you can't
instant,
say
and then
anything.
I'll be like, okay, so I stop. You know what I mean? Just a confused look, you see. Jace wouldn't disrespect the dead.
To Kellen, she'll say, I think we should leave the last couple scoops for Millie.
That sounds appropriate. I'm not really sure what her beliefs are, but I think she would want some kind of final part of this.
Not sure what she said, friend.
I'll repeat to Jace. He wants to let Millie, as we bring her back here towards the ship, to do the last couple of shovelfuls herself, since she was his companion.
I present the shovel to whoever wants it
Hey, Joel will take it.
in both hands.
And she'll just nod respectfully.
Nod back.
Maybe this one's not so bad, she says to Kellen.
We just all have to find a language everyone speaks. But he seems a
Alright.
good sport. And I'll clap Jace on the back. Kind of jovial, but I won't say anything.
Slight smirk.
All right, man.
Cool.
So you guys kind of have this solemn moment, and then you keep heading.
Yep. Heading on back to Millie's.
Okay.
I would have
All
probably
right.
put a cross or some sort of board there. The head of the grave.
At
Okay.
the grave marker.
Yeah.
Kind of like similar to what these ones are, or
Yeah.
you can
I
find
could
like
collect some stones.
okay.
Bless you, honey.
Some stones over there to the corner. Just pile them up.
Okay. I will. Just give me 1 sec. I will add them on there for you. Just pretend this is a bunch of fucking stones. We'll fix it up later.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's a good one.
All right. You guys finish up. Leave the last few scoops for old Milster. Drag the gather some rocks. And Jace, roll a fucking perception as you're gathering that rock.
Oh shit.
All right.
What did you get?
24. Not in a forest, or it'd be at 26. Holy
Jesus
fuck!
Christ.
No, I'm kidding.
I'll
right.
run.
I'm glad you're amused by that. It amused me too. All right, let's see.
I shit myself.
Ely wasn't here for the giant spider with the fucking AK either.
Oh,
No, I
damn.
screenshotted it and showed him though.
Oh, nice.
When I was trying to talk him into the game. All right, man. So as you're going to pick up the last stone for this, off ahead. I mean, the sun is setting. It's becoming dimmer. You see the shape and the golden eyes staring out at you, crouched deep into the thick grass, watching you. Not more than 30, 40 feet away from you.
Recognize the shape?
It's him. You sense it, man. Something about it. In
Gotcha.
fact, you felt the hair on the back of your neck stand up as you look over. You could tell he was watching you.
Gotcha. Let's see here. No, I have a bad handle animal. I add a +8 to what I roll right now.
Yeah, if you
With a
have a hero point.
I
Yep.
do have hero point. I believe I have either 4 or 3. I can't remember. So +8 to that. Very great. I'm just gonna like pat my leg. I'm not gonna give him too much heed. Just like a notion, like, come over, dude. I have to hide. I'm not
Alright,
trying
man.
to be disrespectful. Just like, see you, basically.
You can
Okay.
do wild empathy too, which is your charisma bonus plus your ranger level.
Yeah, that's probably worse.
It
My
is,
charisma's
Really?
bad.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, which is applied to handle animal too, but yeah, it's How many
Gotta
ranks do
put
you have
ranks
in
in it.
handle animal?
None.
What's that?
None. I don't
Okay,
think I have
well,
any.
we'll make that wild empathy instead because I think it would actually be slightly higher. Because it would be a +1. Oh no, it's your ranger level. It's a +3 to that, so it'll be 8 + 8, 16.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, man. Describe one more time what you do.
I just like one time I pat my leg out of respect, and I try to meet my gaze with his gaze, and then don't want to turn my back on him. I want to keep my gaze with him.
Okay.
That I feel like that's more respectful.
All right, man. As he stands up out of the grass, you can see his muzzle and his neck are covered in fucking blood from a kill that's hanging from his mouth. In his mouth, you see, honestly,
Pumbaa.
well, it actually is. It actually is a piglet, okay, or a pig, a young boar, in its mouth hanging there. Its neck broken, massive gashes on it, blood dripping down its hooves as it's just laying there, eyes fucking rolled in the back of its head. It stands up and takes 5, 10, 15, 20 steps towards you, and as it stops right about here, it drops it down.
He's trying to feed you. He thinks you're weak and helpless and wants you to be strong.
Don't worry, I will be one day.
So the other two, what are you guys doing?
Do we see all this?
Yeah, you guys see it. It's still light enough. It's daylight. It's just orange glow from the sky turning to dusk.
Adriel will grip her glaive, but not make any moves.
I'm gonna slowly draw
Just
my
watch.
sword and walk over to the piglet and cut the leg off of it. Grab the leg, cut a leg off. Nod to him that the rest is his.
All right, man.
Probably
You
slowly
go
back
over.
away and not interfere.
What's that?
Probably
Kellen?
slowly
Oh,
backing away from the so as not to interfere or scare off the cat.
okay. All right. So Jace, you do so. Go ahead and move yourself 5 feet forward to do it to the hug.
Think that's the right
it-
way?
No, right here.
Oh.
Do you not see him? He's right there.
I'm gonna. Yep, I can see him now. Okay, my mount screen was not.
No, you're fine. Okay. As you step up to him and you pull out your sword, fucking it dunks through the boar's leg. As you cut through it, honestly, man, it doesn't even fucking flinch. This thing is brave. It sits there. Its eyes don't even flicker as you do so. You cut off a leg and take it for yourself, and indicate the rest is his. Is that what you do?
Yes.
All right, man. It picks it back up in its mouth.
I kind of like tuck. I know this is kind of gross, but I kind of just tuck the boar leg into, the boar leg into my belt. And see if I see any more ticks on him. Try to pull some off.
All right, man. Sure, man. Like,
If because I know cats are kind of weird when they eat. It seems like it bothers him after I pull the first one off. Leave him be. You know what I mean? Like
he doesn't really seem to give a shit, man. As you start to do it, he keeps it in his mouth, and he just kind of sits there staring at you.
I'll try to remove as many parasites as I can.
You guys are both like trying to assert dominance with each other, and it seems to be working pretty well. As you pull one off, he drops the pig and just gives you a big fat fucking scratchy lick on the neck and the chest.
Nice.
Okay.
I laugh.
All right, man. So what, you go place the last stone?
I'm confused. Last stone?
Yeah, you were going to pick up the last stone to place at the pile.
Yeah, after I remove the last thing that I see, I'll grab a stone and walk back to the
Alright.
grave.
This motherfucker follows you.
Sweet.
Okay. I will make it to where you can control him. I may have a character sheet for him already. We'll have to make one. And we're gonna have to actually adjust Pumbaa from the boar stats to your animal companion stats. So I'll make it as seamless as possible so he doesn't because he's not going to technically be as powerful for a couple levels. But we'll get there. All right, cool.
I'm cool with that.
Yep, and
Sure.
we'll make sure nothing major changes like size or anything like that. But yeah. Okay, and he follows you. Jace.
Sweet. I go back with carrying the stone.
All right. You place the stone. All right, and this is your final moment, and you guys notice that this jag, this dangerous fucking animal, follows Jace.
To Kellen, Adriel will say, so when do we get our wild animals?
It does seem to be a pattern here. I've never been one for the small critters myself, so they can keep all of those.
Yeah, this place is strange.
Patience hears her ears ringing. Someone must be talking about me.
No, it's anime. You sneeze.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
gonna
you
say.
just-
You gotta sneeze. Yep. Someone's talking about me. I know it.
Someone's talking shit.
All right. And you guys head off?
Yep.
Yep.
Heading off back to Millie's.
All right, good deal.
How many times is the cat gonna look at the pig like bacon?
Yum.
It's going to be interesting when they first meet.
It might be difficult for a little while.
Patient's going to try to make sure Pumbaa doesn't turn the cat into glue.
I don't know about that. It's a big cat.
It's a big
All right.
door.
And he's killed a demon.
He's got acid damage on him now. He can acid people now.
Claws, teeth, and stealth? Come on now.
Hard to beat a full-on gore and trample, man.
Yeah, but cats are ninjas. They don't just run out like a boar does.
That's true. That's true.
Unless it's a feather on a string.
That's true. Then they go
Okay.
ape shit.
So, patience, you hear
Yes,
the
sir.
water lapping up against the cave wall. You sit in the dark cavern. Sunlight is still coming through, but it's obviously getting dimmer outside. You can see, in fact, with your vision, you're able to see about where the cave entrance is through the tunnel. You sit down and start working on this chest.
Yes.
After a while, you start sawing into it and everything. You notice the sound of footsteps, and you see the Bigfoots come back as they notice the commotion back in here. They stand there for a moment, and they walk over to you.
Patience will take a break real quick from her sawing, and will reach back into her bag and pull out another 2 of the 4 grapefruits that she has in her bag, and hand 1 to each of them because they are probably done with it now.
Okay.
And after handing the grapefruits to them, we'll kind of just give them a nod and start again working on the lock, trying to saw through it with the tools that are there that I guess Lord was using.
Okay, as you give... let me... There we go. As you give this one a grapefruit, you guys see that?
No.
It didn't pop up for you? Damn. Well, this one...
I'm not. I can't see in the dark, so it might be. Out
It
of
should
my
be a
range.
token for everybody. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about this one right here.
There it
Okay.
is.
Okay, yeah, you guys can move your minis if you want to. As you give Edok one, he smiles kind of shyly for a moment as he takes a bite out of it, and he looks over at what you're doing.
Patience will kind of tilt her head, look around her for some like just clean dirt, and will draw like a really rudimentary picture of like, you know, your typical arched lock, and then a picture with an arrow next to it with a break of the lock, and then point to the chest.
There's a broken
Okay.
lock sitting there too.
Okay, he looks at your picture. He looks at the lock. He scratches his head for a moment. He reaches over and grabs the lock.
She'll nod her head, hoping that she is agreeing with him saying she wants it off.
All right, boink. He pulls it off. The wood snaps. It fucking comes off. The metal opens. I mean, you've already saw it a little bit. You realize these motherfuckers are buff as shit. He just tears it off. It splinters the wood, and he looks at it and he hands it to you as he gives you what he thinks you want.
It is,
Patience
brother.
just kind of puts both of her hands out and just looks at it, looks at them, looks at it, kind of just puts it to the side, pats it, and smiles up at the Bigfoots and kind of says, "Thank you."
And this one is Edok, just so you know. Okay,
Just imagine them tearing
one?
their shirt off like Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan.
Edok, and then the other one is. In fact, let me just go ahead and put their names. I can make that happen. You go ahead and go to the
Give
details.
them names.
They just don't have nameplates, but I can make it visible to everybody. Yeah, you used to be able to. All right, can you see his name now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good deal. There you go.
Patience will reach for Edok's hand now that she's, put down the lock, and he now hopefully has a single empty hand. Will take the hand and kind of press it to her forehead, and kind of a thank you, the one that she's kind of seen in many cultures and places as a general very very easy to tell submissive kind of but gentle kind of motion. Hold it to her forehead, look up, smile, and release his hand, and then go to rifle through the treasure chest.
There is one more lock on there. There were 2 locks in all. There were 3 locks. One was already off. But as you do so,
I thought there was 2 off, and there's only 1 remaining.
it doesn't matter. We'll
Okay.
just say that he was able to get both off. We don't have to go through it because as you give him this gesture of thanks,
He honestly gives that shy smile turns into a big smile. He seems like really pleased with this, and he looks over at E. Kirk, and they just kind of smile at each other. You gave your name to them, right?
Yeah, when they had originally met, she did the whole like patience, and then touched their chest, and then did the whole repeat the name. So it was very, very obvious. Like patience, Edoc, patience, Urkirk. Now that Pumbaa's there, though, she'll probably point to Pumbaa, and do like a general mind kind of motion, and say Pumbaa, patience. And then pat Pumbaa and again, make all motions that this is a friend, not a food item.
Honestly, one thing that you notice in their little pit, there was no signs of meat. There were no bones. These motherfuckers might be vegetarians. Yeah, dude, they're vegan.
That shit's
Noise.
Maybe it's better we can't understand them.
Somewhere they're making Seton from wheat flour.
Oh, hell yeah.
Clever-ass bastards.
I mean, I'm all
Love it.
about that, to be honest.
Dude, Seton's delicious.
Yeah, it is.
Jackfruit. Jackfruit is like a chicken substitute. Mwah. I love tofu.
I had some jackfruit barbecue the other day. It was bomb.
Really?
Yeah.
Barbecued. How does it do well with the heat outside of a stew? Because I'm always worried it would get dry.
It's honestly pretty. I think the barbecue sauce kept it pretty moist. It was like pulled pork.
Oh, okay. All right.
Except I didn't murder anything.
that shit's
mean,
Just
steam.
kidding. I'm kidding.
There's some innocent blood.
Like I didn't go out there and slaughter a family today.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Okay, as you gesture at them, Ekirk reaches over and he actually goes to pet Pumbaa, and Pumbaa is still a wild animal, so Pumbaa kind of gets just a little bit weird as he's reaching for him. Noticing your demeanor, he lets Ekirk give him a scratch on the top of the head. They seem cool with him. Okay, so you pop that chest open.
Yep.
You see a fuckload of platinum coins inside.
Yeah, son. Patience will kind of start eyeballing and trying to get a general gist of how many platinum are in there. And she kind of thinks to herself, it's a good thing the ship is big, because we have the stuff that we had in the grave, and I have to get our old ships back. We can probably swing around the island to pick those up from where we left them on the beach, because that has all of our other stuff we got. And she's starting to calculate and inventory all of the stuff they have from when they made it to the small island to before they came here, noting don't forget to pick this up from the beach. Maybe they can pull it around the side of the island if they can figure out which how far they came around the island from where this ship is located here in the inlet cave. And she's like, well, at least be set when we get to mainland.
Little orange shell.
Are you
Sorry?
trying to calculate your where you're at compared to everything else?
Yeah, I think there was within the stuff here, there was a map, right?
Yes.
Or a star
there was.
chart?
Yeah, there was also a map making kit, and there is a map here.
Okay, she's
It's not of
probably
the island, but it's of the island chains. But it does not have the. In fact, you see a giant map rolled up and tied with a leather cord. You check it out.
She would definitely check it out, yeah.
Okay, roll knowledge geography.
Okay. Knowledge, geography. Ooh, I have ranks in that. Yay.
Cool. Add a +2 with the map. 25.
25, yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you unroll this fucking huge map on basically on leather, like some sort of hide, as you pull it out, it's beautifully painted, and it looks fairly accurate of this island chain, and also the east coast of Fladolia, and of damn it, what is the name of it? Yeah, Lemgardia. And so it's kind of this whole general area. Of course, there's a handful of sea monsters randomly drawn in there. It's not as accurate as our maps would be nowadays, but it seems like a pretty decent map. And as you look at it, you notice something very fucking strange. This island is not on there. You even see Osir's grave marked on this map, a small speck, but there's nothing to indicate this island where you're at right now.
Patience will look around for some kind of maybe charcoal pencil or anything that would help her mark the map, and she'll kind of try to with her finger, and as far as she knows how far they went, and where she saw other things when they were trying to figure out where they were based where on the stars, where in the blank spots of the map where they kind of are, and kind of just put a little circle and like a question mark next to it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you find the cartography kit. You find several pieces of charcoal, paints. You find there's a sextant inside of it. There's a compass, and putting all these together, and with your geography roll, you're able to mark it accurately on this map.
Awesome. She'll kind of look at the Pumbaa and say, well, Mother will be pleased, and I'm sure the others would like to know where we are. That we're on, well, currently an invisible island, I suppose? No bother. We'll find our way off of it soon enough. Get off. Sorry.
Okay.
Cat.
No, you're totally fine. And I want to, like, actually, I said it was all platinum pieces. I think it's just cooler that it's a mixture of all sorts of coins, just old school pirate shit. But there's a shitload in there. You do see a handful of gold, silver mixed in through there, and copper. But just, I'm going to go ahead and mark it on the loot sheet because you guys will eventually count it and weigh it all.
Yeah.
Where's the loot sheet? I'll just put it in Lorb's pile.
You're finished with that? I have a question.
Go ahead and ask.
The cat follow me, and has anyone else that might find that odd, like a pig leg tucked in my belt? I mean, it's probably dripping a little blood. I don't know.
We will totally jump over to you guys. Let me wrap Patience up just to make sure she's not doing anything else, and we're gonna get right back to you guys because you guys are doing the action. I just wanted to make sure that Rachel's not sitting here not doing anything.
I'm enjoying watching as well, and also I have my Squishmallow, so.
I know, but just so you know, I've had so many parties split up over the years, especially in Game C. I'm just so used to like rotating. I do it like just naturally.
Game C was crazy. It was a mess.
So jealous.
Yeah. Oh, this game's gonna be better, man. I can already tell.
That's good so far.
But yeah, so Patience will most likely just be inventorying what all that they have, and will slowly but surely start moving the items she finds to be useful to them. So like all of the kits, the casks of tobacco, cotton, cocoa, things she knows they can be traded and used later on. Basically all of Lorp's pile onto the ship. And we'll start organizing, cleaning it up, checking for holes. She's not a humongous seafaring person, but she knows enough to just at least make it presentable, you know, looking to see where everything is on the ship. Like, oh, where's the grease bucket for, you know, when they need it? Where's the rope bucket or whatever? Just taking inventory, because even though she may not know how to use it or what to use it for, working and following after her mother, she knows how to inventory and at least say what is physically here.
Okay, go ahead and roll an appraise check to start doing that.
Okay, she does not have levels in that, so...
It's okay. God damn.
Rolling pretty good
Nice!
tonight.
Damn!
Yeah, you're
son.
on fire. All right. Hold on. I got some shit in my throat. Just give me a second. I feel like I'm gonna die. I haven't talked this much in a long time. Okay. So you begin to organize it just like you said. You begin to mark it down. In the cartography kit, there are empty scrolls, and you're able to start marking shit down. You calculate the coins, start counting them out. You find that there's 15,000 gold pieces worth of coins in here.
Nice.
There's a shitload.
They are
And,
gonna be comfortable.
Live the rest of your life as a peasant. It'll be great. And
Like
Yeah.
that.
okay, and
Yeah.
you're able to get a good start on it. We'll say that everything that's in Lorb's pile has been organized by her so far. That's what she has found in this time. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do during this time?
Not really. She'll probably maybe just as she's categorizing, inventorying, organizing, and then loading things onto the ship. She may probably kind of motion to Edok and Eric ever so often to see if they'll help her lift like the super heavy things, because she's not horrendously strong. So like any of the big caskets or like the chest of coins, she probably can't lift on her own. And there's something she might like drape over Pumbaa's back to have him pull it onto the ship if he even goes near it yet. But she'll probably just spend her time doing that, and then as the day grows long and it gets dark, she will most likely follow them, probably just to say bye as they go into their corner, but she'll probably sleep out here somewhere on like a haystack with Pumbaa next to her. She doesn't really feel the need to have a light. She probably munches on a grapefruit for her dinner, so...
Okay. So as you're doing this, you're Edoc and Ekirk have no problem helping you move a lot of this around. As you're going through this, at one point you move over to this table. There's some books laid out. There's a few other things. There's some board games. There's also a very nice tricorn hat that's been set to the side, and it looks like it has a slot to put a feather. The feather's long gone, but it looks like it might fit your head. And it's been very sunny lately.
Patience will grab it. She still remembers the awful peeling and sunburn that she is still dealing with and slowly pulling pieces off here and there from the tips of her ears and her nose from when they were stuck at sea and she was just exposed to the elements. She did not enjoy that.
Roll a perception check.
I have ranks in it, but I'm not good at it. Okay. Could have been worse.
All right, just give me one sec. Okay, so as you pick it up and you got a 19, nice. Put it on your head, check it out, look at it. As you put it on your head, you feel something inside the fabric on the hat itself. As you look closer, you realize there's a small smuggler pouch on the hat, like something it's made to hide something inside. You see as you reach in, you pull out a small platinum ring, and on the inside there's an etching.
She will, I guess, investigate the ring or look it over to see if she can recognize what kind of ring it is. Again, she's not super trained, but she is able to at least recognize some things here and there from her time on the road and trade with her mother.
Okay, what languages do you speak?
She speaks Anoran, Anar, Dulandir, and Talbordian.
Okay, so in Dulandir, you realize that you've traveled the world. With your higher praise you had earlier, you realize that this is Dulandir, the language of Minutia, and it kind of seems similar to a lot of the jewelry makers in that region. And written on it in Dulandir, you see this. Okay, obviously a ring from a lover. It says, "Remember me, my darling Otario. This will protect thee." Obviously, Otario has lost his hat, probably long dead, and here's his ring.
She'll kind of put the hat back on her head, take the ring, and kind of go, I wonder if it'd fit. And we'll put it on one of her fingers.
Okay. It looks kind of big, but as you slide it on, sure enough, it kind of seems to snug up a little bit. It seems like it might be magic.
She kind of is fascinated, interested in it. Again, she's not really able to understand magic things very well, but the fact that it like shrunk to her finger and it's not like she all of a sudden became bloated, she's kind of go like, I'll ask Mother later. She'll know, but we'll leave it on her hand for now.
Okay. All right, Ely, I would like to address that thing you were talking about during the last scene. Bring it up to me, man. No, don't be sorry. We got turns.
Was the cat still following me, for one thing?
Yes. The cat is following you. Let me throw him on here.
I mean, I'm not really trying to start shit, but I don't know if that might cause shit. It might. I don't know. There's a pig fucking leg dangling from my belt. I haven't had a chance to start a fire and...
Okay, you have not. I definitely don't think Adriel's gonna have a problem with that. She's been wanting to eat bacon this whole fucking time.
That's true.
Put two fucking cats out there. I mean, yeah. So that's really up to the two characters that are with you. Kellen, Adriel, do you say anything? He's got a cat with a hog and a hog leg hanging from his belt.
Nope.
Everything's about it is fucking weird, but I'm not saying it either.
Okay. Yeah, they don't say a damn thing, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna proceed to break some wood and try to start a fire by rubbing sticks together.
Okay, so probably before this place right here, or right here as you're walking.
We're over here by like.
Well, I mean, you've been walking. I just moved you kind of to the next scene to indicate travel. So if you stop.
I'm seeing
elsewhere.
crocodiles. Am I in the wrong area?
Those are dead
This is
crocs.
weird.
That's where we
Those are
fought
the
it
dead
before.
crocs. This is where you fought the crocs. As you're going
Yes,
back
the
on the
dead
path.
crocs.
I thought we were still down there below where the ship was.
If you sit,
saw
No, that
boards
was
down there.
no, you weren't below where the ship was. You were in the graveyard.
I'm confused. Never mind.
No, we went back. Patience stayed behind. I just left your minis there so you guys could see what was going on.
Okay, I'm completely confused. So I don't know what's going on.
Listen, you split up from Patience. You left Patience behind. She was gonna work on getting the chest open and look at the loot. You guys were heading back to the to Millie's house to get Court and to tell the rest what you guys found. That you found a boat. You're gonna get Court because he's a woodworker and he worked on the ship that Kellen came on. So that was the plan. So you guys are traveling. So on your way to make it back to Millie's house, you buried Lorb's body.
Okay.
Cool.
So we're still looking for Court.
You are
Correct.
going back to the place that you started, where you fucking did the whole Terminator appear out of fucking time type shit.
Okay. Can I look for Tinder along the way?
Yeah, you
Start
easily
a
find
fire?
it, bro. Yeah. Do you want to start it like immediately, or I mean, tell me what
Along
you
the
want to
way.
do? Okay.
If I see, like, I'm sure I'm kind of vaguely familiar with like dried up plants that would easily start, like, would be good to start a fire with spark.
Alright, so you guys notice along the way that Jace is collecting firewood, and do you say anything or you make note of it?
No.
No.
Okay. Yep. If you don't care, then right about here you have enough to do so. Here's your campfire. Right when you get to the sandy embankment leading to the creek that flows, the stream that flows out into the river, or I'm sorry, out into the ocean. You can see the ocean off in the distance down in a small delta that reaches out that way down this general direction. And that means you're on the right path. You see the croc corpses covered in flies and fucking maggots. No maggots yet. And right about here, you have enough wood to start a fire.
Okay.
Is that reasonable?
Yes.
Roll survival
um,
check.
I don't know if I was going to start it right now or wait till we got to our destination.
I
but
don't.
yes.
It's up to you. It's up to you, homie. You tell me what you want to do.
I kind of wanted to wait until we got to the guy
Okay.
and then start
Yeah.
a fire because I could cook it while we're discussing what needs to be done.
All right.
Assume it would take at least 15 to 20 minutes over an open flame to cook a pig leg, but at least.
Okay. So instead of rolling your survival check, I want all three of you to roll a perception check as you start to head this way over the river. You guys were ready for it, weren't you? You knew it was going to happen. Okay, so as you guys are heading that way, like I said, you see this long river winding through here, sandy banks on both sides, and you can see that the sand extends down towards this delta where the fresh water flows into salt water, and more of these exotic jungle plants grow up on it, just kind of forming a cover of the ocean itself. Though you can all make it out slightly past that, just sparkling in the sunset. That's kind of turning more pink than anything right now, as it's getting close to dark. It's dark. It's hard to see. But you know, Jace, as you're walking here with all your firewood, you look off at this beautiful fucking ocean scene, and you notice something out of the ordinary. You see a fucking boat heading quickly along the coast, heading to the west. You see a small, long vessel, just briefly as it passes off in the distance. I mean, it's pretty far off there, so you know these boats are big. But you see its sails go past this clump of trees, and you don't think anybody else notices it.
I have a boat coming in over here.
And it looks like it's actually
Point
heading in. It's heading in. It seems to be heading in the direction of to the west, where the Peril home or where Millie's house is.
Okay. I point to that direction where the boat is and try to relay to the party that we have a ship coming in.
What do you say, word for word?
Over there, there's a ship coming ashore.
I'll say to Adriel, he said there's a ship coming. He saw it out in the ocean.
Can we see
I'll
it with
try to
his
crane my neck
pointing?
and try to see over there.
You guys don't see the boat, and it's already past at this point. Jace, as the translation goes through and they start to look, you guys don't see anything that way. It was a small area of visibility where it went past. It was cutting fast.
It was moving fast.
Does he know where it was headed?
It was heading towards, what was that?
Heading towards Millie's house.
Millie's house.
That's where we're headed.
We should pick up the pace.
Maybe she's expecting friends.
Adriel's gonna start. I guess the overland movement rules would call it hustling.
Okay. Let me look up the exact rules on that. Hustle.
Yeah, I can hustle too.
6 miles an hour for an unencumbered human. Is anyone encumbered? With your pile of wood, maybe not necessarily from the weight, but just from the fact that you have a shitload of wood like this, you might be considered encumbered.
I'll accept it.
Okay. So that's probably going to slow you down some, just so you know.
It's okay.
All
Leave his
right.
ass behind.
He'll get there.
Okay.
I got a fucking tasty boar leg to eat. I'll be there in a bit.
Adriel's not waiting for anybody. I don't know what Kellen's movement is.
It's 20, but if we're moving, I can take off my coat and it'll go up to 30.
Cool. Yeah, she's moving, I guess, 60 feet around.
All right, yeah, he'll
It's
suck
not
off
hustling,
his
is-
armor coat and stuff it into his backpack.
Okay, so you guys hustle for 1 hour. All right, you push it hard. You run through the sand, up the path, and you get into that second hour of hustling, and you make fucking good movement. I mean, you're cutting down the time greatly, but you do become fatigued.
Do we need to roll checks for that or anything, or is it just
There's
automatic?
there's no check for it. It just happens after hustling
Cool.
for 2 hours without sleeping.
Even with
Okay.
endurance.
Endurance might specify something different, so let me look that up. It should. Let's see. I mean, it should help. It doesn't say anything from. Let's see. Is there a fucking roll for it? Let me double check.
Would it be a part of a forced march?
No, it's just part of overland movement for hustle.
Okay.
Force march is different. It just says character can hustle for 1 hour without a problem. Hustling for second hour in between between sleep cycles deals 1 point of non-lethal damage. Each additional hour twice the damage taken during the previous hour of hustling. Character who takes any non-lethal damage from hustling becomes fatigued.
Okay.
So you just automatically get 1 point of non-lethal damage and you become fatigued. If it was a forced march, you would actually get a save versus it or running. I don't know why they do it like that. But nonetheless, you guys are you hustling also with your pile of wood in your hand?
It seemed like it was becoming too much of an issue since it's so far away. I'd probably just try to hang onto the tinder and drop some of the wood. You know what I mean? Seemed
Okay.
like it was causing me that much issue.
Yeah, man. As you look off in the distance, you see these two motherfuckers hustling.
Yeah, I would drop
Every
some
day.
of it for sure.
Okay. And all right, you guys eventually see the clearing where Millie's house is, but at that point you are fucking tired. I mean, you're technically exhausted. So at this point you can't charge or run. You take a -2 penalty to strength and dexterity, but you get there fucking quickly. And in fact, you don't see any army. You don't see a bunch of people. All you see as you get there is Millie's door open, and you see you actually see Court sweeping off the front steps, and he looks very annoyed as you get there. He's kind of got a grimace on his face as he's doing a purposely shitty job as he's just quickly flicking the dust and dirt off there. You see Gigi and Millie both sitting in rocking chairs outside of the house, and they have mugs of something that they're drinking. You don't see Oren from your point of view.
Hey, there's a ship coming in. We gotta get going, guys.
They look up. What are you speaking of, girl?
This one said he saw a ship off in the distance, headed this way.
And you know to the south where the path that you guys took went through the jungle and everything, that's where there were several decent beaches where a ship could have come in, and that's where you actually came in.
She'll kind of point in that direction, probably that way somewhere.
Court looks up. I'll get my blade.
Best to keep it handy, but we got to get moving.
Other good news: we found a ship of our own.
Millie like kind of stands. She looks really excited at first, and she looks even more excited. And what of my lord?
I've got bad news for
Is
you,
it-
friend.
All right. She kind of seems like she's a little bit in shock as she says this. I don't know what you mean. And where are the others? Surely they're with Lorb.
They stayed behind. Come with us. Grab as many things as you might need to take with you on a journey. Anything you don't... we may not be coming back this way. I'll take you to see Lorb.
You know, with a concerned look on her face, Gigi reaches over and grabs Millie by the hand and puts her hand on her back. Where's my daughter?
She stayed behind. She's waiting for us.
She looks at you for a moment. She's trying to detect if there's any like untruths in your words, and she gives a nod. She
Adriel
better
just
be
stares her
fine.
down.
All right, and she helps Millie up. Who's honestly Millie's kind of her hands are kind of shaking, and her eyes are just like staring off into space. Court comes out a minute later from the house, and then you see Oren coming out with an apron and 2 oven mitts on his hands.
Aww.
He says in your language. In fact, he pulls his gloves off and he says in Rohand, "What's this oaf speaking of?"
There's a ship coming in. We got to get moving. I think we found a way off the island.
A ship? That's great news.
I think we found a way off the island. That ship isn't it.
All right. He, without much arguing, he goes and grabs his things. Court comes out with a shield and his sword slung over his back, and this tall, broken tooth fucking human. He looks you over, Jace. You also having a sword and shield, and honestly, man, maybe 300 years ago you guys could have been related, but there's definitely some inbreeding in this fucking Court fellow. Although he has some similar features to the men of the West. He just kind of looks you over and he gives you a challenging look for a second as he just walks past you.
Just give him a nod.
All right. Roll is it a diplomacy or an intimidate check?
Guess a diplomacy.
Okay, fair enough. Roll it.
Probably horrible. Be here. Not bad with the -2 on it. It's added in, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, totally. As you give him a nod, and he honestly seems to be a little bit challenging, but as he looks at you, I mean, a lot of people are fucking scared of him. I mean, not the party, but as you give him this nod, he looks at you for a second, and he gives you a nod back. I see you made it back all right.
Sure did.
What the hell? That's a hell of a sword you got there. You buy that in Claudia?
It's passed down from generation to generation to me.
Surprised you never pawned it for liquor or girls. All right, let's go then.
Would never happen.
All right. He goes to be a total douchebag as he gets all of his stuff. Gigi comes out with her pack, and her sword is actually at her side. So what's the plan then, Adriel? Do we go and face them, or do we go back?
I'd say it's best to avoid them if we can. You notice what time it is, and we're all outside. Has Millie even noticed?
Millie is fucking in shock.
Millie, I need you to look at me, hon.
All right, man.
Wait.
You need... Go ahead. What's up,
Didn't we,
Yeah.
didn't we kill the guy who giggled at night?
Yeah, but they don't know this yet.
Okay.
You need to roll a heal check, bro. This isn't even a diplomacy check. You need to fucking break through her fucking like psychoses. All right. Oh man, you like. What's up, Ely?
I was thinking I could aid, but I don't think I would discern damage being dealt to the person, so I guess I wouldn't perceive that. Never mind.
So, Adriel, you say, listen to me, honey. You have to listen, and you do the thing where you kind of get in front of her, catch her eyes for a second. Her eyes are like, going back and forth, and then you're able to catch her. He's gone. He's really gone.
He's gone.
I knew it. She just stares off for another second. Well, there's naught to do. We must lock ourselves in.
It's too late. You notice what time it is?
The sun is slowly setting over the horizon. The last rays are going through. Yes, we must hurry.
There's nothing
Inside,
to worry
quick.
about. No. Calm yourself. It's over.
Hysterical.
It's over.
All right. Man, it seems like she's carrying around a pack full of lead. She just slowly nods. Her mouth's a little bit open.
It's safe to travel at night again.
Well, okay. What then, woman? Or what then, milady? What do we do?
Lorb left you something. We're going to take you there. But you're probably not coming back to this place. If anything of value remains to you, anything of sentiment, now is the time to grab it. I need you to focus.
There's nothing left on this island for me.
Anything he may have given you.
If we leave this place, I'd rather leave it as well. Her eyes kind of well up with tears, and you know what? She reaches up and she touches the stump that she has, possibly crafted by him, and looks at it for a moment. If we go, we go. Tears streak down her face as she kind of gives a determined look through this.
She just nods. You should free your pig.
Coming on to her? Okay. All right. She hobbles over there. Court, you've been so helpful this whole day. It's been so good to have someone strong like you to help. If you don't mind, will you please open the gate for me? Sure, Miss Millie. You've been good to me too. He honestly looks a little bit sad as he sees this in her eyes, and he goes opens the gate. The pig looks confused as it sees the fucking great wide world outside of the gate. And 1 second. We don't have enough sad music going for this. Okay. And pig goes up to the front, looks around, and it runs out into the fucking woods to become part of the ecosystem of the Kishkaba Island.
Nice.
Delicious.
Until some random sylph shows up and needs a pet.
Yep. There'll be another sylph in next fucking after the next tutorial starts. Okay. And you guys gather your shit. What do you do?
We should move as quickly as we can, knowing full well that that's probably not very fast.
Okay.
I admire your spirit, Adriel, but I don't think I'll be able to hustle very much longer today. I'll walk, but it's been tiring. It's been a day.
You know what? What languages does Orin speak? Rohand, is that it?
That's the only language. No, and Dulandir.
Dulandir. Okay, and Anor, she'll say, with Millie and Toe along with Fat Ass over here, we probably won't be moving very fast anyway, but as fast as we can.
Very well. That seems that'll work out then.
And you guys begin to push it?
Yep.
All right,
Probably not
so
hustling at this point since we've got civilians in tow or whatever.
You can technically hustle with them if you're pushing fast. It's really up to you. Just tell me what speed you set, because I mean, Gigi isn't a pussy, and the other one, I mean, the only one you really have to worry about is Orin.
I'm more worried about the small size category person who has gangrene still.
Oh yeah, that's actually a very good
I would
point.
imagine that she's at least hobbled.
Yeah, I mean, are you gonna make a stretcher for her?
Just don't
Good.
put her in a ball sack.
Yeah,
Is the ball sack plan finally? All right, Millie, get in
perfect.
the scrotum. Are you gonna let her push it, or are you gonna stretch her? Because she's still got some fucking pretty bad fucking infection up in that leg.
Yeah, it better not. Oh fuck.
You'll be able to hustle with a stretcher.
Or just spend the night there and do first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I don't
Make
want
sure
that
everyone
ship
gets a
coming
long
up on us.
rest. That's true.
Make a backpack for Jace.
Yeah, I don't know. Who seems, I guess, the strongest out of everybody? Court, maybe?
Seems pretty tough.
Court, do you think you can help our little friend out? We need to move quickly if we can.
Miss Millie, if you don't mind, you can get here on my back. I got you. He seems to kind of taken a liking to her. She hasn't seen a big, strong man in a long time, and he would take anything he can get.
That's awesome.
Oof.
Yep. And yeah, he honestly, he just picks her up, like kind of like a child, and just puts her over his shoulder, and he starts going. He is pretty ripped.
I kind of thought so, but I couldn't remember.
That's all he's got. He's got fucking muscle. He was a carpenter, but I mean, he even told you a story on the trip. He basically got fired from being a carpenter because he wasn't really doing his work. He wasn't really paying attention. He had decent work. He just didn't want to fucking do it.
But if he's motivated to escape a desert island or a
Yeah.
tropical island, I guess.
Yep. He ain't gonna have much choice.
Yeah.
All right. So he
All right.
grabs Millie, and you guys start fucking hauling dick. All right. So instead of taking the 4 hours, which could possibly be longer in the dark, it's only going to take you about 2 hours while you're hustling to do this. Okay.
How much
So-
more non-lethal do we take?
So the third round, or this is technically going to be the third one. So let's see
You
here.
have endurance, by the way.
Yeah,
Both of you
but
guys have
we just-
endurance?
we checked that he's a ranger. He gets it for free, and
I took it.
Helen took it.
Nice.
Okay, so endurance actually doesn't help with this. We just looked this up.
Oh, okay.
Stupid enough. Okay, so all right, so let me double check this. Second one deals 1 point of non-lethal damage, and then okay, so you guys take another 2 points. Okay, so you're up to 3 non-lethal in all, and then on the next hour you will take an additional 4, so you'll have 7 points of non-lethal damage in all.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So you guys push through the fucking the dark island. You head up the hill away from Millie's home. I don't want to burp in your guys' ear.
As much as I
And,
don't, as much as I
go
don't
ahead.
want it to give us away, I would assume that, as like most of us are human, we'll probably need some light spells or something.
And I assume that's what's going to happen. I assume
I'll
after
pass
hustling
that
for a
light
while,
spell.
yeah, heavy breath, breathing hard. Kellen comes to the front and begins a casting light spell on. Do you give it to everybody? That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's an Orson. Or
Oh,
I
Orson,
can
yeah.
just do it over and over.
Okay. And the party is shrouded in this bright white light as he casts a spell. In a sea of darkness on the island, you hear animal noises off in the distance, strange owls and birds, and you guys continue along. At one point, the jaguar takes the front, and it seems to kind of be in line with you as you're doing this. Roll perception checks as you, after your first hour where you're really feeling it. Oh yeah, I'm not even looking at the roll 20 screen. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah.
God damn.
Okay, once again, Jace, we're fucking glad to have you in the party. As you're heading along, and go ahead and roll this for old Jeej. Ah, fuck it, I don't need to. We'll just say she notices it too. Behind you, in the direction of the house, likely there, as you're heading up towards the river, you see torchlight going through the woods towards the house.
Okay.
Jace.
There's torchlights going towards the house.
It's translated to you.
Better hurry up then.
Okay. There's a lot of them. Go ahead.
I can't see why anyone would come looking for us. I mean, who would know we're even here? Millie here has enemies that would come find her after what, 20 years you've been here?
Let's not find out if we can avoid it.
Something else you notice, Jace, is you can see the ship docked to the south of the island. You see the lanterns lit up around the ring of it. You see a crow's nest up above with a lantern up there as well. I mean, you can't make out much of anything else, but you can definitely make out the outline of a ship. And you guys keep pushing fucking balls through the island. You eventually come through the cemetery, the new grave there. Are you gonna actually stop there as you get there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you come up to this silent, quiet place, you stop for a moment. Millie, still on Court's shoulder, looks over, and let me turn down the volume on this. I didn't think I'd be able to make it this year because of my leg. I'm glad I could finally pay my respects. We must get Lorb here.
We've already done that for you, hon.
And she gives a smile, and she begins to silently cry again, once again. Thank you.
I give her a minute until she looks like she's done.
All right.
Unless somebody else is doing stuff.
Court puts her down, and she walks over. He must be this one.
Indeed he is. Who has the shovel?
It was beside the grave.
It's
Okay.
still there.
Taken if no one wants it afterwards.
If you want to,
Go ahead.
if you want to lay some dirt yourself, I'm not sure what your custom is.
She looks over at you and smiles. It's as good a custom as any. I'm so far removed from anything like customs or civilization. My thanks, Lady Adriel. She gives a nod, and yep, she meets your nod and gives one back, and she hobbles over to the grave. The shovel is fucking monstrous in her hands, and she reaches up and grabs it. She winces with pain as she puts it into the soil and just gives a token. Small spill of dirt on the top of it, and as she puts it on there, she just leans onto the shovel for a moment, and she just slides down it onto her knees and begins to weep into her hands. The shovel just falls over into the dirt.
Adriel just waits patiently,
Okay.
despite the
He's just gonna
pursuers.
pick up the shovel and pat her on the back.
With the shovel.
No, with the other hand. He's gonna pick the shovel up
Okay.
and then kneel down and pat her on the back.
Roll. You know what? You don't need to roll diplomacy, man. She's so far past it. It's been she's having a bad day. As you pat her on the back, she just keeps weeping. I mean, you want to help her, but you can tell there's just nothing you can do for her right now, man. She's lost everything so many times in her life, and this was the last thing connecting her to this island, and she keeps sobbing. 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes pass, and she eventually slows down, but she stays on her knees and just stares at the dirt there, and she doesn't say anything.
Once we reach the 10-minute mark, Adriel will step up and say, maybe you have something that you can leave for him, like the others have.
Okay. And she looks at you and nods. She reaches into her shirt and pulls out a small chain. And as she unclasps it and pulls it out, you see hanging from it a small symbol. Okay, like a small square made out of clay with gold etchings on it. and it looks like an abacus. Okay, as she pulls it out, she looks at it, and she places it on the grave. Roll knowledge local.
Goddamn.
Is that everyone or just
Wait, what? I didn't hear you go.
all local?
Everybody that sees all of you, because she does this right in front of you. She pulls this small abacus out.
That kitten is bananas.
He has his midnight zoomies, which we love so much.
His tail's all fluffed up.
There you go.
He's all kinds of high right now. What's wrong with you?
Got it. So, as she does this, you guys don't recognize this fucking thing, but she places it into the dirt, and she doesn't smile. She doesn't sob. She just stands there numbly as she places this into the pile of dirt, and she looks up back to Court. Master Court, if you don't mind, I'm ready to go. You guys think you see a little bit of water in Court's eyes for a second there as he walks over. Now, come on, Miss Millie. We'll get going. And he picks her up and continues on. I'm just going to metagame, throw this out here. Do you guys know what that was?
An abacus.
Yeah, there's a symbol of an abacus.
No idea.
It's
Okay,
been a
so-
while since I read their backstories.
Yeah, it was the
Oh,
thing
man.
that Lorb stole from the fucking high calculator as he left.
That's awesome. I haven't read it in too long. I forgot.
Yeah, I haven't read it in a while either. And you guys keep going?
Yep.
All right. At this point is when you take the 7 points of non-lethal and all.
Mhm.
Continue along. Eventually, you get to the Peril home, and Millie just kind of gasps as she sees the state of things and goes in. She's spared by you guys cleaning up all the gore. There's not a total freak out there, but she is very upset about seeing how messed up the house was. I mean, she lived here for probably 10 to 15 of the years that they were on this island. And you guys make it to the trap door, and she seems very fucking confused. Wow, what is this?
I told you, Lorb left you something.
All right. She looks very confused as you guys keep going.
You'll see. Yep.
All right. Patience. Sorry, you're busy. I'm gonna wait till she's done.
She didn't have headset on.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't like if she's doing a thing.
Maybe if we just yell loud enough, she'll hear it.
Sorry.
No, you're fine, dude. Do your thing. And when you're done
Trying
doing your
to-
thing, no, go ahead.
I was just trying to make sure my cat didn't destroy the house. He knocked off like the filter on top of my partner's brand new tower he just made for his new computer, and yeeted himself into a trash can. So,
Well, he took
Yeah.
care of it for himself.
yep.
He punished himself.
he just threw himself right in. All right. So what do you need me to do? Sorry.
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
I would like you to take a -10 to this.
Damn.
Okay.
I mean, she's sleeping under 2 Bigfoot.
No, she's not sleeping with Bigfoot.
I'm
She's
joking. I'm joking.
Am I really taking a -10 to it still? You
Yeah,
can't.
you actually are taking a -10 to this.
Okay.
So an 11.
I put the -10 as a temp when I rolled that, so did it show
Oh.
up?
I don't see.
No, it didn't show up. It didn't show up. So yeah, it would be 10 still then. I don't know why it didn't show up as a temp. That's weird.
You only get a +2 to perception.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, totally. I understand. How were you sleeping again, Patience?
She was sleeping in the ship area on one of like the haystacks with Pumbaa next to her after waving goodnight to the Bigfoots while they walked around the corner to their little sleep area.
Okay. They honestly slept in the floor on the outside of the ship, and as
Okay.
you're laying there, you're finally able to get deep into some sleep. It's been a while. You've sorted everything. You're feeling pretty good about yourself, Patience. You've
Mhm.
done a lot of fucking work today, man, and like you've gone through all this shit. You've got a lot of fucking money on hand. finally get to sleep with Pumbaa on this bale of hay on the ship, the boat slowly rocking you to sleep. You drift off and have fucking awesome dreams. And
Should Pumbaa roll
Go ahead.
perception?
Your perception's good enough because you
Okay.
actually wake up, you hear a noise. You hear something wakes you, you realize you hear footsteps echoing down the hallway leading to where you guys came from. You hear her talking.
Can she recognize the voices?
I'm gonna say with your 11, it's very distant. I'm gonna say not at this point. When you first hear the voices, it's just very far off in the distance. It's very echoey.
Okay. She is going to. If Pumbaa is awake or not, she's gonna leave him there. Is gonna kind of rouse the Bigfoots, and do like a finger to the lip. And she is going to walk up to like the doorway, the entryway from the ship room to like where the hallways are. And she is going to cover her mouth with her hands from the side and make an imitation of like a panther growl.
All right, dude, I'm totally cool with this. What would that be? What kind of a roll would that be? Roll knowledge nature.
Knowledge of nature, okay.
I mean, why the fuck not? I don't.
23.
Okay, as you guys are pushing through heading through the cave, getting close to where the Bigfoots slept originally, you all hear the growl of a panther from up ahead. Court looks startled as he pulls his sword out with Millie on one side or on one shoulder and looks around. Is that his another one of his cats?
Not sure.
Can Patience hear any of the voices now that she is near the
Yeah,
entrance?
you heard stupid ass Court speak really loudly as this happens. Yeah.
Patience, after hearing Court's dumb voice, will giggle to herself and be like, "Oh, don't worry, that's just me. Come on through. Just wanted to make sure you weren't bad or something. Usually most people run from jaguar growls." And
Alright.
she will kind of walk back to the Bigfoots, kind of give a thumbs up, and then kind of just go wander back over to the pile of hay next to Pumbaa and just kind of again lay down. Now that she knows it's her party, she don't give no shits.
Yeah, sure. And as you go to lay down, you see them all file in, and you see, as they come in, you see Court just slowly start to put Millie down as he reaches for his shield as he's staring at the Bigfoots.
Patience kind of yells over, "They're friendly. If you try to hit them, I just saw them rip a lock made out of ridiculously hard metal that took me hours to go through, crumble within their fingers. They're going to snap that shield in half, like it's foil."
I want you to roll an intimidate, Patience. I'll give you a +2 because they do look pretty fucking ripped.
20.
Okay. He looks over at the pile, probably some shreds of wood on the ground. He looks at them and he looks at you. He doesn't suck. His mouth is just kind of open as he's looking at him and looking at you. He doesn't say anything as he puts his fucking... He keeps his sword and his shield out, but he does not attack at the fucking Bigfoots. He's scared, but then you make him even more scared. He's
Don't
double
mess with
scared.
them. Good. Don't mess with them. I just want to go back to bed. Where's Mother?
Okay, you see Gigi hobbling in. She looks up at
Mother.
you. Okay,
Mother.
yeah.
I wrote a lot of stuff on paper for you. Oh, you can read it in the morning.
Mother's breathing heavily. Her cheeks are red. There's sweat matted to her dreadlocks. But she walks over to the ship, and everybody looks very surprised to see the boat there. Millie's mouth open, and okay. You guys are all there. Patience goes back to sleep. You guys see a chest there, full of fucking gold and coins. Everything seems very organized. It's stacked to the side. It looks like Patience has been working pretty hard for the last 7 hours, and it looks good.
Nice.
She's earned a nap.
I think Kellen's just gonna find a corner and go to sleep. He's been pretty tired today.
Are you back, Healy? Okay, I don't think Healy's back yet.
He's still out pooping, I guess.
Still pooping.
Still pooping.
You know, it's a weekend. Poop as long as you want, bro.
Yeah. Take a cigar in there, your favorite magazine, your phone.
Oh yeah.
Put some mood music on.
Yeah.
That's you time. Meditate while you sit there.
Our master bathroom has, like, okay, so there's the bathroom, and then the toilet has its own little, like, closet inside the bathroom. It's weird. It's like got
Like with a
and
door or
everything.
just like
Yeah.
a little alcove?
Yeah, it's got a door.
Cool.
I've never seen that before. It's strange. But
Sounds
kind of nice.
fancy.
I mean, I guess it's nice, like, if you, like, someone else wanted to come in and, like, shower or maybe brush their
Yeah.
teeth, but you're still in there instead of, taking up the whole bathroom, then
Yep.
you can still poop in privacy.
It's interesting.
Neat. It is odd, though. I don't think I've ever really seen that before.
I haven't either.
I've seen them, like, tucked to, like, a second portion of, like, the bathroom, like, but it's still open. Like, it's just
Yeah.
kind of hidden from sight, but it's not actually, like, a room in and of itself.
Yeah, it's weird. So are you coming up sometime, Ben, to Northwest Arkansas? Or is she going down there, or?
I don't know exactly what the plan is, but it'll probably be a
Cool.
little bit column A, column B.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine, man. You gotta poop. You gotta poop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hope everything passed good. Hope you didn't find corn if you didn't eat corn.
Oh, good.
Noise.
Just give me 1 sec, guys.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Started a pot of coffee because I was feeling a little sleepy.
If I have caffeine now, it'll keep me awake, but I will not sleep tonight. And I got shit to do tomorrow, so.
All right. Okay. So, Jace, just so you know, pretty much everybody is going to sleep.
No one's going to watch or anything.
Well, all of you motherfuckers are tired as shit.
That's true.
So,
We are
I
at
mean,
the tavern.
Adriel wants to see what Millie's reaction is to the inscription on the boat.
yeah, definitely.
That's
Let me cover that.
right.
And something else I do want to mention: when you guys first pulled up to the island, even before you got to the island, on the other island, you saw a plume of smoke. And when you got to the island, you saw Millie's cabin from the plume of smoke when you first got there. So it was a pretty obvious spot to go to on that beach because it was so close to Millie's cabin. The path led pretty much right up to it. So just to throw that out there, that could theoretically be why they stopped there. As they surround the island, they see a fucking plume of smoke.
We
as
probably made a
Millie's-
second plume of smoke when we were burning the Onari.
True that. So as Millie sees the inscription, she just walks over to the boat and she places her hands, just over the. I mean, she can't reach it, but she climbs up the ladder and walks into the boat and looks over the side at it. She puts her hands on the paint for a moment as if she's touching his hand one last time, and she's cried all the tears that she has for this day. But she just sits there for a moment. In fact, she's gonna sit right here on the stairs. And she just right by where the paint is, and she just kind of sits there for a moment. I hate to bother you, Lady Adriel, but do you perhaps have a blanket I could use? I wish to sleep here.
Yeah, she's got a bedroll. I can give her that.
Okay. Let me go ahead. I actually have a melee token. So that's how I roll.
Took a little time to get free.
Okay, and you guys pretty much have a full crew at this point.
Took a little time.
Okay, and she takes it, and man, she doesn't have enough presence of mind to thank you. She takes it without thinking about it and just wraps herself up, and she lays on this last little bit of lorb.
Aww.
Adriel will probably watch her for a few seconds, but then I think she's gonna head back up top and see if whatever scraps of that rug are still up there. If she can like put that over the trap door and then climb down underneath it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Sure. All right, Jace.
Inside the door.
Yeah.
Hey, Jace. You see Adriel walking back out. Everybody else is pretty much crashing.
Where's Adriel going?
She
Like
seems to be heading-
outside?
Yeah, like back up the tunnel.
All right. No, she can even speak my language.
I
Nope.
don't think so.
Pulling up. She. I haven't seen her in combat or anything, have I?
Yeah, we fought the
You
Onari
s- And you also you've seen her fight a few battles.
and the croc.
Yep, and also the strangler and all that.
Well, I kind of got
And-
an ass kicked by the string.
And the first morning that after the next morning after you first arrived, you saw her out on the lawn swinging her fucking weapon around like a motherfucker.
Yep.
She was going through like katas and shit. She seemed to know what she was doing.
The language barrier is a big thing. I
Yeah.
really
Okay.
don't know.
I'm just wondering if you do anything based on this. So
I
this
guess
weird.
not.
the-
I'm pretty
yeah,
tired. Like,
Okay.
that she seems capable. I'm probably gonna bed down too. I mean, if I,
Alright.
yeah,
You see a really like soft red woolly mattress. Do you lay on that?
a what?
No, I'm kidding. The Bigfoots. I'm joking.
Oh god,
Oh, yeah.
no.
It's gonna make a Bigfoot pile.
Yeah. You know what they say about Bigfoots?
Hope he's a good giver.
Oh, no, unfortunately, they're both bottoms, but they're the only two gay Bigfoots on the island.
Oh, well. Then they can be switches. They'll be fine.
All right. So are you gonna crash then?
Yeah, probably
Okay, where are you crashing, bro?
next to the panther
Okay.
or
Well,
jaguar.
the Jaguar's following you.
Kind of just like start to bed down, like start to lay down.
All right, sure. Okay, you crash, and Adriel, you start heading up towards the top. You make it to the trapdoor, and there are some scraps of rug left. There's actually a lot of shit in the house. There's furniture of all sorts. I mean, you could technically just put a sofa over this thing if you wanted to. I mean, I guess you couldn't really.
I was
But
about to say, could I do that and still get down underneath it, though, is the thing.
we could spend an hour trying to figure it out. But so you're gonna put a rug over there? That was a bad idea on my part.
Yeah, she'll
It's
probably
gonna-
just use the rug. It's not really her area of expertise trying to disguise things.
Okay.
She probably feels like that's good.
All right, man. You do a good enough job putting the rug over it. If we need to roll for it, we will. And you pull the trapdoor over yourself with the rug over the top of it. All the light is covered. That was shining through just a little bit from the moonlight. And you head down. Or do you do anything else up there?
No.
Okay. And you head back. Everybody's sleeping and snoring.
Uh.
And
I'm-
Lewinthrin is getting high as fuck.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm gonna go find
Lucky.
Kellen and tell him, hey, if Lewinthrin shows up, I'm gonna be watching the door.
Yeah, whatever.
Awesome.
Yep, accurate.
Where's what's Orin doing? Is he sleeping somewhere? I assume.
Oh yeah, man. Orin's sleeping hard. In fact, You saw him. He walked into the bottom of the boat when you guys got there.
Works for me.
Yep. He's sleeping in that captain's quarters. That was made like a sexy twin size for Millie and fucking Lorb. He's laying in their love nest. All right.
Adriel's gonna go sleep, just on the ground with her back up against the wall, underneath the trapdoor. Basically, she's gonna take her armor off.
Okay. Cool. All right. So that, unless you guys do anything else, the night passes uneventfully. You're not all murdered in your sleep. And, let's see here. I'm going to say that, yeah, I mean, you guys start to notice light in the cavern before Adria would, and she even goes to sleep after the rest of you. So, just starting in here, we'll say that, Patience, you wake up first.
Is the light morning light or?
Yeah, it's morning light coming from the inside of the giant opening to the cove.
Okay. Patience will stretch, give Pumbaa a scritch under the chin, and seeing as that she's down to her last grapefruit, will probably take one of the fishing poles they have and just sit on the dock and cast it over somewhere where she can get to and try to catch breakfast.
All right, that's cool as hell. I like that. In fact, go ahead and roll survival check.
Okay.
Get some fish.
Some fish?
Some fish.
23.
Nice. Okay. And where were you sitting?
She was over at the hay bales, and she'll probably come somewhere up here, either climbing onto the rocks or
Cool.
staying there. Pumbaa's
Wherever
probably
you-
still schnoozing.
Okay, that's cool. You can put yourself wherever you want. And as you sit there, you definitely notice the light. And since this cavern, the opening to the cavern is facing to the east, you get pure rays of sunlight as the sun rises here. It just shines right in here. It glimmers against the hull of the ship and through the whole place. You see your party members laying out in various positions, just snoring heavily after these last hard fucking 2-3 weeks. You just see this, like, honestly, it really just a metaphor for a ray of hope as you see the sunlight shining on the ship and the torn mast just hanging down in scraps in certain places. You feel pretty good as you see this, and just as you're really thinking all this, you get a fucking tug on your line.
She immediately kind of quickly looks back to her pole and starts yanking to take the fish out of the water to start catching breakfast for everyone.
Okay, sure, man. As you do so, you yank it up, you see a good 4-pound fucking glork. It's a glork. Okay, you know, gray-bellied glork. You've seen the red-bellied ones before, but you easily recognize it. You can tell just because they, unlike all of the fish in this world, they only have 2 eyes. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But okay, you're able to catch it. Like, we'll say enough glork for everybody to eat breakfast.
She now has like a stringer of fish, and she is going to try to start a fire
Okay.
here on the ground to start far enough away from like any of the flammable things that are on the sides of the room or like the wood and stuff like that, especially
Sure.
away from the ship for now.
Yeah, and the
and
cavern's
we'll
massive
start-
enough to where it's no problem.
Yeah, and she just starts roasting up fish.
All right, so you guys all wake up to the very familiar smell of glork cooking in the morning. You guys start to rouse and look around, and you see Patience over there with a stringer of fucking delicious-looking gray-bellied glork, cooking it up for you guys. Just spread out on sticks over the fire.
I'm gonna grab a stick and put it on that pork leg. Put it over that fire.
Oh, put your pork leg with the with the fish.
Okay, so Patience, as you're doing this, you're doing a fucking nice thing for everybody. You spent some time really making sure you got some good catches. You see fucking Jace come up, your new fucking best friend, and he pulls out a hog leg. And I'm not talking about a big fat joint. He pulls out a hog leg and puts it over the fire.
Patience is gonna kind of freeze. As a ranger, she obviously eats animals. She's hunted animals. She's eaten boar before, but now that she has Pumbaa, she's kind of having like a reevaluation about what animals she wants to eat. Pumbaa is now her bestest friend in the entire world. She would murk a family for Pumbaa. Now she wouldn't like choose her, like, you know, Pumbaa for her mother. sorry. He started yelling and cursing in the corner. So I was making
Do
sure it was
not-
good.
do- You don't have to
Making
be
sure it was
sorry,
good
man.
curses. You know, Mom is still number one. Pumbaa's right there, number two, though. Like in order of important things in her life. Her life is not up there, by the way, on that list. It's Mom, Pumbaa, and then whatever falls underneath. And she does look a bit offended. You know, this is someone that she helped make sure didn't die. You know, made sure that she translated when they didn't have Luethan around to translate for him. And she may or may not accidentally nudge it into the ash of the fire. She
All right,
won't
I
burn
need-
it,
I'm
but
totally watching
she
my
will
food
dust
cook.
it. She
Yeah,
will, she
Jace,
will, she will dust it with ash.
Are you hiding?
I grab my stick.
Wait, hold on before you grab your stick. Let's not.
Roll an ace.
You might be flat-footed here, bro. So just give me a second.
All right.
Are you hiding your displeasure?
She will most likely have a bit of a pinch of the lips, but because her mom was always very cognizant of her facial expressions, very much the whole, I can hear you frowning. She's gotten very good about kind of cool masking it, but she's obviously moving more jerkily around than she was previously, like smoothly doing it because she's upset.
Okay,
she
I
will
want you.
Go
Go,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, after you, madam.
Oh. She is definitely gonna like start kind of like giving him like a good side eye, like just out of the corner of her periffs, just like you son of a bitch.
All right, I want you to roll a bluff. You're not fully hiding it, but you're hiding it a little bit here.
She has no rings in bluff, so this
That's
might not
okay.
go well.
It fits perfectly for what you're saying, describing yourself
11.
doing. Okay, roll sense motive, Jace. Oh, Jace is dead.
I'm looking.
No, you're fine, man.
Just like everybody else who chooses not to eat meat, she has to make it everybody else's problem.
Okay, so, bro, you're technically flat-footed now. You don't really notice any of this, as I mean, she's giving the side eye and everything, but you know how sylphs are. I'm just kind of kidding.
I don't
Does
know.
he even know that she's a self? I don't know if she's ever
And,
if she introduced herself as a self.
that was really more of a joke than anything. Are not aware of her actual pure, because she's always kind of been annoyed at you, bro. So it may just be like a normal a normal good
Yeah.
morning. So
I'm
are
not
you trying
concerned
to?
about that? But I'm watching my food cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right, and that's totally fine. But you have not readied an action to stop her from putting ash on your food. So are you putting ash on his food?
She's gonna kind of like pretend to drop some like just whatever near the ground, and she's just gonna go a little bit scoop and throw.
Okay. When you say scoop and throw, you mean just like scoop and throw dirt or ash or what?
Ash, like at the how at the corners at the very ends of edges of fires, there's a little bit of ash and dirt.
Yeah.
She's just gonna like be picking stuff up, and underneath her hand, she's gonna go, just kind of a little bit of ash up there.
All right, I'm keeping the same sense motive. I'm keeping the same bluff as before. She accidentally gets some ash on your food, bro.
Thanks for the seasoning. I'm gonna grab my stick and walk over here.
She's
Start
not
my
gonna
own
even acknowledge.
fire.
Not even gonna acknowledge him.
All right.
Also, she throws Pumbaa her last grapefruit. Since now that she has fish for everyone.
Hey, well, there it is. Well, you're highly allergic to ash in the future. It's different than ash from the past.
Nice.
I'm kidding. All right, so you finish cooking your hog leg. You make fish for everybody. You guys all wake up. Adriel, you eventually smell some fucking glork cooking.
The things people eat around these parts.
You only eat glark.
Yeah.
Me. I'm eating this pork.
Okay. So, do you guys push A to eat?
I'm gonna share some of mine with the panther.
Okay.
Or
Your
jaguar.
panther totally, or your jaguar. Damn it, your jaguar totally eats it, and you just now really start to notice that he has his jaguar now. There's a jaguar with Chase. It comes out of the shadows. You didn't notice it before. Patience.
Patience will probably like kind of look over and just take a look and see if this is the same panther that was, or the same jaguar that was approached him oddly last time.
You take a look and you decide to yourself that yeah, it probably is the same one. It's big. You haven't seen one this big.
She'll kind of give another side eye and just note to keep a really close eye on the jaguar to make sure it doesn't make a meal out of Pumbaa.
Yeah, in fact, both Pumbaa and Jaguar are glaring at each other. Pumbaa's not acting scared. It's fucking He's pissed. He just killed a fucking demon, man. He's not afraid of a fucking jaguar.
Yeah. Patience will kind of pat the ground next to her and motion for Pumbaa to sit next to her. And there's gonna make stink eye at Jason and the jaguar.
As we enjoy our pig leg or piglet leg. My bad.
All right, so you guys all sit around and begin to eat. Court fucking Hork sit down. Millie actually seems to have a pretty good appetite. She comes over and eats and she kind of sits by herself and stays quiet. Oren is he stopped turning his nose up at the food a long time ago. I mean, you guys did not have any real food for a while, so he eats his very delicately, but he eats a lot. Okay, what do you guys do?
As we're eating, I'm gonna invite Court to come take a look at the ship with me. Let's see what's needed to get this thing going.
Okay. Yeah, he comes over to it and looks it up and down.
Patience will also be giving the list of the inventory and everything that she's done, just to kind of do basic maintenance that she knows, cleaning, dusting, and then all of the inventory of the items, hand it to Gigi.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and start with Court. You show him the ship. He begins to look it over, and this might take some time. I don't know if I can do it all myself.
I'll give you a
better
hand
have-
as much as I can.
We'll need more hands than just yours, Adriel. It's gonna take some time.
I don't know how many of us know our way around a boat.
Well, if I got
around the boat.
Do what?
Know my way around a boat.
fair enough.
What the fuck is that weird elf saying? Or human
God damn
saying?
it.
Whatever.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they both kind of look at you. Yeah, I guess you don't even understand them either.
I guess I wouldn't have said that then. Makes sense.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. As long as I can get some simple assistance, hauling lumber, tarring different parts of the ship, checking the bulkheads, I can tell them what to do. But
I'm sure
I
they
can't
can-
spend all. He nods. You know, you kind of interrupt him, but you guys catch the same meaning, and he just gives a nod. I'm kind of surprised that this thing will float as she is. Might have problems in a couple days, but can't believe we found this thing. Our ticket out of here.
Better than getting back in the rowboat.
He looks over at Oren. He did not enjoy his trip with Oren. Okay.
As he looks at Oren, Adriel just shakes her head at him. Like meeting eyes.
He goes over to the Venusian tubes, the fucking cannons, and he looks them up and down. I ain't never used one of these before.
I'm assuming that I have not either.
No, man, they're kind of rare actually. I mean, they're becoming more and more common, but they're still like the fucking formula of powder is tightly held secrets by the Venusian Church, the
Sure.
Amon Church and labs. But they sell it. They sell it to all nations. They stay very neutral to make money off of people fighting each other. It'd be nice if we had someone that could use these. Maybe if nothing else, it'd get paws out there. I don't want to have my feet in the water again. Fucking sharks. Okay, I'll change the song. Okay. All right then. It'll take me some time, but I'll figure out what we need to do. And he begins to go about checking the ship.
Awesome.
Okay.
She's gonna assist as best she can. She's got profession sailor, but no craft.
Yeah, sure. Okay, fair enough. And you have a list of supplies, patients, that you give to Gigi. She looks at it, and she hardly ever gives you some unnecessarily criticism, or she hardly gives you any unnecessary criticism on this. As she looks up and down, a little bit hard to read here. She holds it up. I guess this'll do. How was your trip? How was your trip, daughter?
It was good, Mother. I made sure that I kept them alive like I promised, and I kept them on the good path like you had taught me how to do. That one, and she kind of points out in the direction of Jace again, went off on his own, but unfortunately that jaguar made it his friend instead of eating, which he should have done. Oh well, it looks like he'll be with us for a while longer. Oh, I also found this. And she pulls out of her pocket the big leather map with her markings of where they should be on as an island as opposed to where it's not showing on the map. I found this. I think I know where we should go next, Mother.
She looks at it, looks up and down, and sees your handwriting on there, your question mark. They couldn't have possibly missed this one. This map looked expertly done. Probably copied from other maps as well. What do you think, daughter?
Well, it's a lot of strange things have happened here, Mother. I mean, the one that fell out of the sky, that's abnormal, right? The fact that there was the devils that were running about that Sir Kellen was telling us about, and that the one over there warned us about as well. Perhaps this is some kind of cursed island. It can't be seen by others. We just happened to stumble across it.
You may be right. It's all strangeness, and I wish to all of the gods that we get off it soon enough.
Well, you know, we've heard more strange tales on our travels. But you're right, I would rather be off here sooner than later.
You did good.
She kind of smiles to herself at the compliment. Oh, and I also found this. And takes off the ring that she had found and hands it to her mother. I think it's magic, but I don't know what kind.
All right, I will have her roll her praise. I know her. Let's see. How you do it? There we go. Okay. Yes, it very well could be, though I couldn't be sure without having someone identify it. It definitely seems to have some properties to it. This is a good find. Are you keeping it?
I think so. Watch. And she puts it back on her finger, and it again conforms to her finger. I think it looks nice on me. It came with this hat, which I also think looks nice on me. What do you think, Mother?
I forgot you're wearing your new hat. I don't have much time to waste with vanities. She gives a smile to you. I do have a question for you.
Of course. Anything, Mother.
She leans in and whispers and points over at Jace. You've had time to travel with that one. What do you think of the boy?
Well, Mother, I don't like cursing, as you know, but he's a dick. But at least he's a competent dick. He's a ranger, I think, like me. Well versed in fighting, not the best sense of direction, but he's gotten an animal to like him, and a jaguar is nothing to sneeze at as a companion. But he did whip out a boar leg in front of me and Pumbaa, so I'm gonna stick next to the whole he's a dick. But no harm.
Did he hold himself well in the fight?
And she kind of thinks back. Yes. think I saw him drop, so he held himself very well.
Oh, and were you able to trust him to protect your comrades?
He did chase after the other lady, and I think helped her. Right? Did the chase
Yep.
go run after Adriel to help protect her as well?
Yeah, whenever the choking thing.
Yeah, the
got
choker
me,
thing came up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him run after and help Lady Adriel, so he seemed to have some kind of uprightness to him.
She
I think-
honestly, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he can be trusted, Mother, for now at least. We're all he has. If anything, it's like, you know how you see the baby deer in print upon things. He's a baby deer right now.
She gives a kind of a warm smile, like on, not very normal with her, and you see a twinkle in her eyes. If you can trust him, and he fights well enough, hell, patience, they're all cocky at that age. They're full of sap. But you can do much worse than to have a comrade like him. If he's good with a sword, and you've seen his arms.
Patience
Maybe-
kind of under her breath. He's full of shit. But yeah, he's got a good sword arm.
Yeah, and she gives another smile. If I was 50 years younger, I wouldn't mind having a man with that body and that face. A face will keep all the other ladies away.
Patience kind of gives a shocked look. Mother!
Ouch. Pride.
But
Please! You still have Mama at home.
she gives a smile. She would know I'm right. Anyway, I was worried about you. I was worried without knowing what he was capable of. She gives a nod.
Don't worry, Mother. You know I wouldn't let something like that take me down. I'd have to come back to you. I can't leave you on your own either.
As you say that, her mouth drops open as she's holding the paper up in front of her, looking at it. Is this number right?
Yes,
She's-
I counted each and every piece 3 times like you told me to.
She seems shocked and looks over. Where is it? Is it that one?
She nods and points to the chest that is still there, or it should be actually on the front of the ship somewhere, because she only just like very vaguely put everything on the ship, so they wouldn't have to do any of the transport and could just leave if they needed to.
Should keep this locked away from the less trustworthy ones. Yeah, it would be a heavy blow if we lost it.
Understood, Mother.
She gives a nod.
Also, have you ever seen creatures like those? Pointing over at the Bigfoots. I never even heard stories of those. And I thought I heard stories of everything from you and Mama.
Let me see if she might know about that. Let me check her sheet real quick.
Just curious, is your camera supposed to be off, Ben?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
cool.
completely naked. I was actually about to do some drugs, and I didn't want you guys all to see it.
Nice. Thank you.
It's just kratom, but still, you don't want to see me horp down a bunch of kratom. Okay, let's see here. I just got caught up in pretending I was a 72-year-old woman.
Dude, Talera is like hooked on that stuff.
On what?
Kratom.
Yeah, I use it like every day, all
She
day,
does
every
it-
day.
Yeah, so does she. It's ridiculous.
It's life changing.
That's what she said.
What's Pradam?
It is a plant from I believe Indonesia that they traditionally chewed, and it is an analog to opiates in certain ways. So like it doesn't have an addiction like opiates, but it still makes your brain think that you're like it's painkiller basically.
Cool. Neat.
Yeah, it is neat. Here,
I personally like coca leaf, but you can't have that here in the States, unfortunately.
I've never had it, but I have had some of its derivatives.
Mm-hmm. Coca leaf is if you mixed like a stimulant with the same time, like a calmer. It's a really weird thing when you have just the leaf itself. It
That's awesome.
keeps you awake. It suppresses your appetite. It leaves you feeling fresh. You can use it in tea. I didn't like chewing it. I liked it in tea more because you can dry it out and it gets you the same benefits. And it gets rid of headaches. Lets you breathe better when you're up in the altitude, especially in the Andes. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant, beautiful herb.
Well, I'd definitely like to try some.
Unfortunately, they don't let us have it in this country.
Which is some fucking bullshit.
Ooh.
I think this country does not have the integrity or the ability to be able to tell me what to do to my body. They can go fuck themselves.
Exactly.
Okay, so she looks over at the Bigfoots. I've never seen one as hairy as that. Though in northern Newlandia, the men are quite hairy. Nothing like that. The women too.
Patience kind of tilts her head. Well, those are two men. Oh, they're like you, Mama, except the opposite. So they'd be, I guess, two papas.
She gives a nod. Not very common in Pyrea, at least openly, but I've known some.
They're very nice. Unfortunately, I can't speak to them. We've been communicating through dirt drawings and charades.
Right. She accepts this and nods and looks at them. So nothing to worry about then.
They've been very helpful, Mother. But come, let me show you the rest of the ship and the inventory, along with the rest of the map I have drawn out here.
Okay, and you begin to show her around. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Gopher is falling asleep.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay because this is really a bottle episode. This is just like random stuff. So what I want to do is I just want to make sure everybody has a chance to address anything they want to do with some spare time. Yeah, there's a ship that's gotten to the island, but you're in a pocket of time and hidden. Is there any crafting that you guys want to do? Like spend time identifying? I mean, we can cover this and we can honestly wrap up pretty soon. It's getting kind of late anyways for our 4-hour session. I just want to make sure everybody gets. We've had some great role playing. Combat hasn't been necessary at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything that you guys want to do for your character? Like, is there anything that you need to do? Like, I know if Lowenthrin was here, he would have some stuff.
I was mostly just planning to do some fishing while the boat was being worked on. See if we can build up our stores of
Fresh and dried
supplies
fish.
before we head off. Maybe if they have any salt in the building up above, I can salt some fish.
Like,
You know, that's
gather fruit and
actually
stuff from the island.
Okay. Awesome. That's a good idea too, Jace. You know, let's just say there's a barrel of salt down there because it would make sense. That would be a trade good. That would be on there. I was trying to think of trade goods that I could put on there, but I did the prep for that really close to the game. So we'll say there's salt there, and also in that pile, there's already a lot of lumber pulled down here. So I'm gonna say that for the most part, you have the materials to fix the ship without even going topside.
Cool.
Okay. So if you guys want to spend a day like crafting and shit like that and doing all of that, we can always add that later. Like I don't mind wrapping up a little bit early today. Like I don't want to do too much without Jared here, but I do like the token, like actually getting some gaming on. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't mind wrapping up a little bit early. Because I also would feel bad if we didn't get do as much without him. I want him to be here for everything that we're doing, especially with big ticket stuff. But us going through crafting, drying, making rations basically for ourselves out of the fish we do, I think that'd be good.
Okay. All right. So, Cameron, I'm done with that. Let's go ahead and wrap it then. If you guys are cool with that, do it a little early.
I think
Go
We
ahead.
would be setting up traps, man, for like meat too.
Okay. Cool. So what we'll do is we'll say a day of repairs on the ship with most hands on deck helping could get the ship in shape to go. An 8-hour workday with everybody working on it, with most people working on it at least. So between now and next game, you guys will have time to write what you do for the whole day, and it would be, you guys should at least assume that everybody spends at least, we'll say 5 hours on the ship, 3 hours doing your own thing.